What is up, my beautiful crypto legends community? Alright guys, we need to do some higher time frame analysis. We need to take a few things into consideration here into the crypto markets in general worldwide. If there is a moment that you need to be a little bit cautious is when you see everybody extremely bullish. Everybody is extremely bullish, very hyped up. Bitcoin has had an incredible 2023. We know that. We have been pumping like crazy this year. This is the yearly candlestick right over here on the chart. And we've had an excellent year. This year we have pumped over 120%, approximately over 170% just this year. And it's been incredible. We've made some really nice gains. Whoever's been buying in the bear market. Now we are seeing a lot of interest in crypto, of course. We're seeing more views on YouTube, more subscribers, more people getting a little bit hyped up. Now, obviously, this is just a warning sign, because if there is going to be a moment to be bearish, it has to be at very hyped up moment, hitting resistance at certain levels, understanding where we at the moment. You do not want to be bearish when you've had a major large move to the downside, and you don't want to be extremely bullish when the price has been pumping already significantly, right? Because if you were bearish down here, then you missed out in a huge pump. If you are being extremely bullish here, you need to be aware of a possible major correction entering into 2024. This is something that I want my viewers to understand, because yes, we are all bullish in Bitcoin, in the next coming years, right? Give or take. We just need to be cautious for what could happen here in the next few months for any type of deep corrective moves. Nothing else. Be prepared. Of course, I will be accumulating. I will not be scared. I have cashed out here some of my gains. I do have a lot of, stable coins on the sidelines just in case anything could happen here in the next few months. Metis had an incredible run here to the upside. We'll be going through a couple of the altcoins as well that we mentioned. Okay, they're getting a little bit of a pullback. They're kind of in the same range. Metis had an incredible run here. I've made huge amount of gains just on this altcoin. It was one of my moonshots that I had here for the bull run. But based on this big hype that has happened and just doing a 5x in a matter of 2 months, I am happy to actually collect some significant profits on this cryptocurrency. We need to take some profits. Could this go to $200 in the coming months? Yeah, I will be happy for it to do so. I still hold a bag of it, of course. But what I want to make you understand here, we're going to analyze a little bit here the higher time frames, guys, because just by looking at Bitcoin here during, its history, right? Looking here since it was just a few cents here back in 2010, we want to talk about something here very, very interesting, which is obviously, yes, we've had, massive decade here for the price of Bitcoin, and no doubt that this is likely to continue, especially when institutions are going to start coming in. What I want to explain right over here, that for the first time on the yearly chart, okay, in the history of Bitcoin, we have created in 2022 an engulfing red candle. Basically, an engulfing candle is when you, completely cover the previous candle, whether that is bullish or bearish. Now, in this case, this is a very bearish engulfing candle here from the year of 2021. We had a small little candle in 2021, nothing compared to the yearly price action here from 2017. This was a massive big yearly candle. This was not engulfing. This was also not engulfing from this year here in 2013. We actually, for the first time in the history, created a yearly engulfing candle here for the price of Bitcoin. Now we're getting a huge major rally here, coming all the way up almost to test here this yearly level, which is sitting at $46,000, okay? 46,213 here when we do take a look at the BLX chart. It is something disturbing. It is something definitely to take into consideration here, to be prepared for what could happen in 2024, okay, and 2025 potentially, all right? I would expect, obviously, after the halving, after the bullishness, there is another chart here that I just want you to be cautious about as well, and that is obviously the DXY. There is a major level on the DXY, which is the dollar index, for a confirmation for the markets to continue very, very bullish. Now, not only the crypto market, okay, the markets in general, right? The S&P 500, you know, is basically at the tops right there, getting a bit of a consolidation, right? We can take a look at the S&P 500 as well, the largest market in the world still. The S&P 500. We will take a look at that as well if we do have some time, all right? It's fun. We make some crypto gains. Crypto is volatile. Just want to talk about the possible downside that we could have. And no doubt that Bitcoin, I would expect it before having any big major pullback, possibly to go, okay, to 48K, right? 46K, 48K, 50K maybe, if we do get a little bit of hype of, you know, ETF approval and rest of it. I do think that we could get that leg up. But there are some other markets that are much stronger than Bitcoin on its own. And obviously that is the dollar index, okay? And the dollar index has had, you know, very negative correlation against Bitcoin. Now, we are at a really crucial point here on the chart, guys, and I will explain right away that we want the DXY to actually lose the low here from July of 2023. This is the weekly chart looking at the dollar index. And we can take a look here with Bitcoin, okay? It's something that is very important, okay? I don't think much people are talking about it, okay, in the crypto space. But it's something definitely that we always need to take into consideration. And I can already tell you, if the DXY starts going sideways here, if it does continue dropping and breaks beneath 98 level, which is the lows here from July of this year, it's going to be looking very, very, very good for the markets in general and also for Bitcoin and the crypto market, okay? However, if we start consolidating here, I'm going to give you my reasons how the DXY has a possibility here of actually finding some support where we currently at here for the next coming days, maybe 1 or 2 weeks entering into January. We do start creating that consolidation and finding support here on the DXY, guys. This ain't no joke. If it could get a bounce here, it's going to be looking very, very, very scary here for the rest of the markets in general. Now, why is this level where we are at the 100 level here on the DXY so important? You know, who cares? Bitcoin is Bitcoin. Institutions are coming anyway. You know, who cares about that? You know, there's no negative correlation with the DXY. Forget about that, Andy. You know, times have changed. And let me tell you that, you know, when we do take a look at the history, when we do take a look here at the DXY obviously in scared times, the dollar index, the dollar in general is king, right? When we do have bumpy rides in the economy, in the world, whatever happens, the dollar is king. It always has been here during, you know, the last few decades. It will also be king if we do have any type of situation worldwide, okay? I'm not predicting anything. Okay, I'm not saying that something bad is going to happen, but we always need to take it into consideration, especially when we have a lot of hype, guys. You know, this is very disturbing, of course. We've had hype for a few weeks. We have rallied like, you know, insanely. There's been absolutely a wonderful ride, okay, for some alts. Some of them have been doing 10, 20Xs. Some have done, you know, 5X. Some have done 2, 3X, which is totally fine, right? It has been going up. What I want to explain here with this clean chart here with nothing on it about the dollar index is that right now we have created a really interesting range since 2022. We have created a range in 2022 till today, right, in 2023, late 2023. We are currently sitting at a value area low from this trading range that we formed in between 2022 and 2023. However, we formed a much larger range here on the DXY, and a lot of people probably, are, confused right now. Hey, this crypto guy, technical analysis on Bitcoin, why is it taking? We're going to do a little bit of higher time frame, guys, just for you, and I'll go through the comment section right away. Why is this very disturbing? Of course, first of all, I can go with the negative correlation that there is, of course, with Bitcoin. When the DXY, tops out, in this case was January, December of 2016, January 2017, that is when DXY got a major drop during the entire year of 2017. Where Bitcoin got a huge major rally. The dollar index was losing value. It was going down. This is the moment where you want to protect your dollars or your currency and put it into some assets that could have potential for growth. And you get the deal, right? I'm not going to give this explanation right now. Once the dollar index got that bottom formation here back in January, February, okay, from 2018, that is when Bitcoin topped out, obviously, and got a major bear market. This is when the dollar index got that significant rally, of course. Okay, now back in 2020, obviously we had the C19 crash. The dollar index gained a huge amount of value, right? This is when people are very scared. In March, people were scared. People want dollars. People start selling everything. Everything goes down. Dollar index gains a lot of value. There's a lot of demand for the dollar index, right, in general. And we can see a big, massive pump right there. This is when, obviously, the price of Bitcoin bottomed out. A lot of the cryptocurrencies bottomed out back in March, okay? Most of them, I would say, 99% of them, and got a major rally. Of course, we had a major downtrend on the dollar index. This is when there was massive inflation in between 2020 and 2021. And then the dollar index, okay, started bottoming out back in February, okay, of 2021 right there. All right, and this is when Bitcoin was starting to get those tops, right? Back in March, April. This is when we were bottoming out and had a significant rally. We had here, a kind of automatic rally dead cat bounce, okay, for Bitcoin. This was kind of, the smart money pumping the market to actually dump at higher levels to get people hyped up again. There was a lot of hype back in October, November as we were rallying here with Bitcoin breaking the highs. So what happened here, dollar index went in an extreme rally, okay, till October of 2022, right, just last year. That is when Bitcoin was starting to bottom out, October, November, right? We got the, latest crash right there, which was the FTX collapse. Okay, obviously that had a massive influence on the price of Bitcoin. And Bitcoin did get a significant drop. But this is the moment where the dollar index was actually topping out. We were creating that price action of topping formation. We'll go through Bitcoin analysis right now. Okay, I'll go through the comment section. Just a bunch of FUD. So much FUD right now. It is not FUD, it is data, okay? It is data on the chart. And of course, there's no confirmation that the DXY is going to bottom out at these levels, okay? This ain't FUD. The best moment to be prepared and to be cautious is when everything has been pumping like crazy and basically, everybody's bullish, right? It's the moment to be cautious. I'm only telling you, I know from experience here, I've been here long enough to realize that it's just a moment to be cautious. I'm not selling my Bitcoin. I did sell a little bit, but I'm not selling here just because of this. I don't live out of my portfolio. Portfolio is there to add more Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some good altcoins. But what I want to explain, the moment you want to be bullish, don't be the guys that are bearish, okay, at the bottom, when we're trading at 20K, at 16K. That's the moment you want to accumulate like crazy. The moment you rally like this significantly with no major pullbacks just yet is the moment you just want to be a little bit cautious. It's fine to take some profits because the moment the price turns around, it turns around very fast, okay? So it's just a little update right there, being totally transparent here on what I think, okay, could happen only if the DXY does get a bottom formation at these levels. Not confirmed yet. I'm not being bearish just yet. I am being cautious to see what could happen with the DXY. And this is really important, guys, because a lot of people are just, we have lost our minds right now with ETF, with hype, everybody bullish, so many bullishness out there, okay? You can go on YouTube right now, you can talk about any crypto channel. They are being extremely, extremely bullish during the last few months, last few weeks, and more bullish every single time in every single video. Of course, yes, this gains traction, this gains views, but I am here to be realistic and analyze the situation. I like to do analysis here, especially on the DXY, and realize where we at, guys, okay? It's just a cautious warning, okay? Just to be prepared for whatever could happen in the coming months, okay? Even though it's just a pullback of a few $1,000s, right? Right now, okay, we're getting, yeah, you're a fudder. This is the moment to be cautious. You don't get bearish when the price of Bitcoin has dropped already over 70%. This ain't the moment to be bearish. The moment to be bearish is when price is parabolic, when price has gone up a lot. Okay? So let me just explain here. Obviously right now, well, you get the deal, right? DXY topping out, Bitcoin bottoming out. Okay, nice rally here on Bitcoin. Big dump on the DXY till March, April of 2023, May, June. That is when we had a little bit of a top right there. We had a rally here on the DXY. This is when we had that pullback in the summer of, several $1,000s on Bitcoin. And now obviously DXY getting a major drop as Bitcoin is actually rallying. So why is this so important, right? We can see the negative correlation, right? It's just, it happens every single time. I don't need to, convince you. It's just on the chart. Every time DXY bottoms out and Bitcoin tops out. It's just the nature here, all right? Dollar is king still, okay? Bitcoin is not the world reserve currency. It might be in the next 10 years or 20 years, who knows? But it's not for the moment, okay? So we need our feet in the ground, not on the moon just yet, based on, higher time frame analysis. And when we do analyze here the situation on the DXY, I want to let you know that, it has had a significant uptrend. The moment that this downtrend is going to continue on the DXY is the moment you break the lows here from the summer. Because if you do maintain a higher low right there, it basically broke this downtrend structure into a higher high right there. Okay, it broke the downtrend structure. The possibility for a higher low is there. Okay, it is there. And I'm going to explain why there is massive support on the DXY at this range. No doubt we could wake tomorrow morning and then this has just done this, right? Money printer goes on. It's an election year. Election years are usually bullish, okay, for the markets in general because money printer goes on, right? We print money, the dollar devaluates, and obviously when the dollar devaluates, we saw it back in 2020, right? Money printer had to go on because nobody was working. We had everybody at home, right? There's a free checks, right, for everybody to buy food and rest of it. And obviously the dollar, there's a lot of inflation. Everybody very much knows, how the inflation did impact in between 2021 and 22. So at this moment, everything can change. The DXY could be extremely bearish and we go to a massive super cycle here for Bitcoin, okay? It's just something that we need to consider here because with this massive range here, from 2015 to 2021, basically, right? We formed a huge, well, basically with this rally as well, because this rally is inside of this price action in 2022. So going from this point right there, from this range to this range till we actually broke the highs, we have a huge, massive range, okay? And the range here, the value area high of this entire range, which is 5 to 6, 2015 to 6 to 7 years of a range, okay? Value area high of this range is right over there where we have been getting some support. No doubt that this can be broken. It can be broken. Right now we are sitting in between value area high from 6-7 years of price action here on the DXY and the value area low of, basically the last 2 years. It's at the level of support. If this level is broken, not only this level, we need to break from this low. It's going to be looking quite good. Of course, we got that point of control right there that could act a little bit as support. But overall, we could expect more follow through here to the downside. That would be extremely bullish, right? Money printer goes on here in 2024 based on the elections. Then obviously, it's going to be looking pretty good for the markets in general still to get some pumpy action. But where we at currently is at a crucial level. We're trying to pierce through that level. It could be successful in the coming weeks. We're just going to have to watch very, very carefully to see what happens. Now, obviously, there is the disturbing situation here of creating something like this in a three-wave structure and then obviously getting a bounce. But we'll get to that once we see some levels on the DXY here. Once that happens, then we'll analyze that right away. So when we zoom in here on the DXY, we're basically kind of sitting at the last possibility. It's the last possibility here for the DXY to not lose this low, because if you lose this low, obviously, then you are getting a major drop to the downside, which would be good for the markets. But when we do take a look at this, okay, this could be a higher low right there. It still looks pretty aggressive to the downside. I'm only saying here that if the DXY starts holding this range for the next 1, 2, 3 weeks, okay, not managing to claim this low, well, obviously we know what happens when we consolidate at certain support levels, right? Or at certain resistances. We know what happens. You have a high chance that the price can reverse. You have a high chance that the price could reverse. And if this were to be the case, okay, then we just need to stay very, very cautious. This is basically what I wanted to say here, okay? I'm not bearish on Bitcoin. I'm just being cautious by looking at what could happen with the DXY because it has had negative correlation for a long time, okay? So I needed to put a little bit of scary horror music with that because I wanted to get a little bit serious with this situation. But hey, we are still in an uptrend. We'll be doing some technical analysis right away. We are traders. We take advantage here of the lower time frame as well. We analyze here the price of Bitcoin on lower time frames, and we also look for trading opportunities. So right now we are going to do some technical analysis here on the price of Bitcoin. We're still not out of the woods. There's nothing extremely bearish of this just yet. We are in a very incredible uptrend. We have massive liquidity sitting at $44,700 range. There's billions of dollars here, actually here, almost 2 billion here in short liquidation. So yeah, no doubt we could get that rally still here, possibly in the next coming days. But let's go right away here and say hello to the community, okay? So it's just something to pay attention, okay? No doubt, yes, hype is real. We could still continue with this hype, and I think that we could actually be going to around about 46K or maybe even, 48, 50K. Possibly once we get the news of approval, right? You get that last little hype pump, and then obviously you start getting those pullbacks, right? The kind of sell the news event. So anyway, let's go right away through the comment section, say hello here to the beautiful community, and then we'll focus here on, the lower time frames. I'm just talking about the people that are, buying, okay, for their portfolio just to actually be ready for some possible pullbacks, right? Of course, we'll be buying those pullbacks, no doubt. Accumulating Bitcoin is absolutely phenomenal when we are getting some major drops, right? But just for anybody that is relatively new, that's been in the space for 1 year, maybe 2 years, or maybe just a few months or a couple of weeks, something to pay attention, that we could be seeing some pretty decent pullbacks, right? It's very, very important to note that, all right, for the months ahead. So let's go right away through the comment section. We'll be focusing here on some short time frame technical analysis. There was an epic short position finally from that big major resistance, something that we were talking about on a live stream as well, that this zone here at the 43,700 was a big resistance zone. The main reason why, of course, was that we were hitting the point of control from the entire range here from the last few weeks, basically from December, right? We had point of control. There's a daily level right there. There's just a big resistance. It was getting choppy. Guys, this was a good level to get into a short position as we were getting that reaction to get that major drop of over $1,000 just in the last 24 hours. You can make really nice gains with a $1,000 drop here with Bitcoin. So overall, they're getting a bit of that resistance. We are currently hitting some support here internally from this consolidation that we had from the 26th to the 27th of December. Why are we hitting some support there, you may ask me? Well, it's basically we had a little bit of a range right there, and obviously you have a high volume node, right? We love these high volume nodes on the volume profile. They do provide us some epic levels of support and resistance. That is what we're hitting right now, a high volume node right there on the volume profile, okay, from the 26th to the 27th. And that is one of the main reasons right now we are getting a bit of a reaction. So is this going to be a higher low and we are going to start recovering from this point? You could arguably discuss, yes, that is definitely possible. Because obviously you can get into some nice little scalp long trades here based on, support levels. You've got a really nice point of control, right? You're hitting also the point low to the point high, the 61865 Fibonacci retracement, getting a bit of a battle right there. No doubt it's a bouncing level, okay? So you could get a bounce here from this range point of control, which was sitting, basically where we are bouncing here during the last hour. So we'll go through some technical analysis. We are traders here. We long, we short. We don't really care what happens in the mid-term because we trade where the markets go down or up, right? So let me just say hello to the beautiful community. Hey, Andy, love what you are. Love you. Do appreciate it. Metis got bought up quickly on the dip, missed out. Yeah, Metis did get a major corrective move, okay, and got bought straight back up. But it's broken a little bit of structure, okay, here. Metis is one that I would want to see a cool off at some point, right? It's just gone absolutely crazy during the last week. Okay, obviously the last, several weeks, but the last week has been the craziest where it's pumped, massively, right? In just less than a week, it's pumped 200%, which is absolutely insanity. And, this drop right over here is a little bit disturbing, right? It's broken a little bit of structure. Good news on Metis, extremely bullish project, L2 for Ethereum network. But I've been buying Metis, when it was at, in between $15 and $20 for several months. And I was stacking up. It was almost 5% of my portfolio. It was a large chunk of my altcoins. And this was the one that actually, I made bank on this one. Obviously Saito lagging behind, ain't doing nothing. I got a bunch of them that really are not doing much. They're just staying at the same levels that I've been buying for. But this one was the changer, right? This was the one that changed the portfolio during the last few weeks, and obviously you want to take some profits, right, for whatever could happen right in the coming weeks. I do still have a big chunk of it. If it continues rallying, then happy days. We'll be taking a bit more profits on the way up. So like button smash, says Jimmy. DeVault, let's go. Thank you very much, DeVault, for joining the live stream. My man DeVault is also coach in the Legends community, always providing great education, technical analysis, possible scenarios for the price of Bitcoin and some altcoins. Shout out to you, DeVault. Like button smash, says Jimmy. Right on. Hit the like. Sandra, Spin. Hello, bots. Thank you. Everything you share with us. Andy, says Spin B. Hey, thank you very much. Hi, Andy. You're the man. Lil Moore, thank you very much. Legends, you very much are appreciated. Andy, what's the warning for? Well, the warning is just to, right, Bitcoin has been, it's basically, obviously this was known since last year, basically, because, there's an engulfing candle, something to be warned about. We've had an insane rally in 2023, and you would assume that, yes, halving is coming, ETFs is coming. There's so much bullishness out there. Price should go to 100K, right? Well, it's just something to be, pullbacks do come at some point, okay? And obviously when you've had such a significant rally, even though if it's just a $3,000-$4,000 pullback, a lot of people will be fearful from that pullback. We'll be analyzing the situation very, very carefully here with this rally. So with the corrective moves, right? We do get corrective moves. We're just going to be a bit cautious, okay? They will happen at some point. I know it seems impossible. Bitcoin to 50K, right away in 1 week. This is not the reality. The reality is different. The charts are different. The bullishness that there is out there is very much different. It's just something to be cautious about, right? You might think, hey, ETFs are coming, Bitcoin correction. Yeah, forget about that. Bitcoin down to, 38K or low 30s. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry, because you're kind of in denial for the possibility of a correction. It's normal. It's natural. You see so much bullishness out there. You see the ETFs. You see, it's an election year. Election years are usually bullish. It's usually bullish. It's not 100% bullish. We have the halving around the corner. Come on, what could go wrong, right? What could go wrong? That is the moment you need to just be a little bit warned, okay? So it's just a reality, guys. It's just, you cannot be bullish here. You cannot be bearish here. You cannot be extremely bullish when you've rallied over 150% in the last few months, right? It's just something to be cautious about, okay? I'm really, really a strong believer in Bitcoin, and I will be buying any dips that happen, okay, from this point. So anyway, good evening, Alan. How are you doing? Aditya, thanks for joining the live stream. I booked 33% profits on Metis at $92. Absolute legend. I know you've been buying Metis during the last few months. One of our favorite high-risk altcoins that could bring us some really nice gains, and that's what happened. Valerie, hello. Siva, BCH looks like it wants to get that leg up, okay? We're going to take a look at some altcoins as well. If you want me to focus on Bitcoin only, Bitcoin Cash did get some nice pumps. It did get some nice pumps. If Bitcoin does behave during the next coming days, I would expect continuation to the upside here in the case of Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Satoshi Vision got a major pump right now. BSV, guys. Who knows about BSV? It's kind of that altcoin, it is an altcoin. It's in the dust, right? A lot of people hate this coin, but then bang, you created a symmetrical triangle here. And today it absolutely exploded out from this squeezed symmetrical triangle. Bitcoin Satoshi Vision pumped, okay, just in the last 24 to 48 hours, almost 100%, right? 48 hours. Big pump on this one. So, hey, what's happening with Bitcoin Cash? Shouldn't Bitcoin Cash do something similar? Shouldn't it do that? Possibly, yes. If Bitcoin does behave, and I mean behave, it doesn't get any, it does get supported nicely. It's holding some major levels. If it does behave, yeah, we can be very much sure that we are going to get some rallies on some altcoins. Bitcoin Cash might, take over. But if Bitcoin does not behave and starts losing some, important support levels, then obviously it's the moment to take profits before a possible drop could happen, right? You might think yourself, what are you talking about, Andy, right? You need to buy the retracements. You need to buy support levels. You need to buy the next higher low, right? This is a higher low for the moment that you might think, okay, this is the moment to buy. This is the moment to buy right there. Why would you even be worried about this corrective move? No doubt, I will very much realize the moment of strength here on the price of Bitcoin as soon as we claim some levels here. And it's simple. It is very, very simple. I'm not really interested in longing where we are at the moment. Yeah, you can get into a quick long scalp if you are very, very quick and you know how to be defensive, because it is actually hitting a major level of support, which is the pivot low here from the 26th of December to the pivot high here created early this morning, right? We've had a significant drop today of over $1,000. Basically, we are at support. We are holding that, volume node from this price action here, okay? So, we are bouncing exactly from that level. And no doubt, maybe this is the bottom from this range, right? And we're going to get a significant bounce. If you are going to speculate on this level getting a bounce right now and Bitcoin is going to be bullish, this is the level to do so, managing risk very, very well. So, yeah, no doubt, I do see the support. I prefer actually getting into a long position here. A little later, I've been shorting Bitcoin here, during the last 24 hours at this range, a little bit late here at this range as well. And for the moment, I do see here a long opportunity. There's no doubt about it. I just want to see some levels being claimed. And for me, for example, here looking at the chart right there, a possible sign of strength here for Bitcoin, I would not be in a rush just yet, would be actually claiming very strongly that previous day value area low, okay, claiming that level here would be a possible sign of strength. Of course, we got a high volume node here. It will be a little bit, it will be difficult. The best attempts obviously is at this low, right? If you come back down to test this low and create a swing failure pattern, I think it's a beautiful attempt to manage your risk very, very well. Basically getting a movement down here, getting a consolidation, testing that low for me would be ideal to get into a possible long and manage risk very, very well as you just claim that low, recover. I would be very much interested in getting into a long right there if that were to be the case. Or seeing a massive sign of strength here, getting above some major levels. Probably the previous day value area will not be enough for me because you are in this very aggressive local downtrend, during today. So it's just not going to be. I would rather see a little bit of momentum to the upside. As a day trader and a scalper, right, I do hold some swing trades sometimes on some altcoins. Right now, the best is getting at the lowest level. I mean, this has already happened. We might come down and claim those lows and get a recovery. I think the best way to speculate here, if there is a possibility in creating a higher low, is, testing that low right now, which is at the 61865 zone. It's slightly below, but testing this low and actually, finding, basically creating an internal double bottom swing failure pattern could give you that possibility of the price getting a rise, right? So move down here and then recovery could give you a very good entry, good managed risk. You can be very defensive with your stop loss as soon as you get the price in your favor. And that's how we need to play the game, basically. But at this moment, it's disturbing. It's disturbing, this downtrend. I want to see a little bit more of a consolidation, more of a round formation, test the lows maybe again. And, that would be a sign of bullishness if we were to go sideways here for a little bit. So, yeah, still remaining patient here for a possible long on Bitcoin. There's really, really no rush. Did get into some nice short scenarios here. Would have been nice to get another leg up, something that we were talking about with the legends, very, very much realizing that this is possibly going to get a movement down here, based on the major drop here from this resistance zone. We had a great pump yesterday and basically just today also just topping out here at this major level of resistance that was also mentioned on the live stream, right? It's the point of control of December. It's a daily level. It's up, there's just a lot of resistance right there, and the price action was getting very, very choppy. When you break out from a major high and it's explosive, you pump several $100s, absolutely beautiful. You're likely going to flip it into support and you're going to break. But when you break the last tops, okay, with very, very poor, shallow price action, it's a warning sign, right? You do this right now, boop, boop. You know, start doing shallow lows right there. It's a possible reversal sign. So you get the deal, right? You get the deal. Let's go right away. Before we continue here, I want to go through the comment section, say hello to the rest of the community, and take a look at some altcoins. Of course, we are here to take a look at some altcoins as well and see if we do find some opportunities like the great opportunities we saw last week. But I just want to give you a quick reminder, of course, if you want to trade in a great platform, Bybit for me is the #1 crypto trading platform. You can trade dozens, if you know, hundreds of altcoins here on Bybit, and for me it's the #1 crypto trading platform. It's the one that I've been trading for over 4 years, and you have a great bonus, and it's a great way to support the channel. This is where I do most of my trading. Of course, you have some other alternatives such as Mexi, also BingX, where you do not need KYC. They also have the greatest bonus that they are available, which are only getting signed up with a link in the description. If you just go on the website on Google, you will not be getting these bonuses on these exchanges where you can trade or buy cryptocurrency, right? You got them down below. Great way to support the channel, so you can actually see me here still for the next coming months and years, right? To do analysis and you know, basically, you know, give that pure education in the markets, right, with technical analysis. So let's go right away here. Devault, Moonboot Boy, Seb, Mark Dutch, I can see you right over there. Thank you very much, my man, for joining the stream. Aditya, moderators, thanks very much. Let's go right away, okay? I'm going to try and go through most of the questions, okay? Live streams are great to take a look at questions, and that's what I'm going to do right away, okay? Go through some questions here in the comment section. So I got a super chat. Let me just go quickly. XMR, which is that one. XMR looks like it wants to pump. XMR is Monero, if I'm not mistaken. We'll take a look at that right away. Andy, are you excited about Sora working on CBDCs? Could it bring your Sora back up? I've got millions of tokens of Sora Network. I can already tell you that. You know, if any token is going to give that over 100x, it's going to be possibly Sora Network. But yeah, definitely, it's a very interesting project. We'll go through that maybe later on the stream. It had a devastating inflationary token during the last few months, which was devastating. However, I did not stop buying. I got millions of tokens of Sora Network. So let's see if that does play out in the next, you know, couple of years. No rush on that. Let's go through the super chat right away here from Jay Schwab. How are you doing? Please check out Fink, link Larry Fink. It is a new meme coin on Dex Senna 2, old and a easy 100 to 1000x. Thanks for that one, Fink B on the Binance Smart Chain. I mean, if it's not on TradingView, I'm not going to open. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to open. It's on a DEX, Cena 2. It's on a DEX, so it's probably not here. Fink US dollar from Larry Fink. It's a new meme coin. I mean, is it? It's probably not even on CoinGecko just yet. No, Fink is not on here. I'm not going to open here the DEXs. It's obviously not on TradingView. Yeah, it's not on TradingView, unfortunately. You're gonna have to be taking a look at it on these DEXs. But yeah, I mean, it's not even on CoinGecko just yet. But it's you guys can take a look at it. Is it launched already? It's probably got a massive pump. Probably a mini low cap crypto. It's probably just on the 100,000s. Maybe it's a gamble. It's a high risk, but you know, check it out. Maybe Fink on Dex, right? Is that on Dex Tools or Dex Cena 2? We'll not take a look at that. Mina Protocol here. Got another super chat here from Poli. Thanks very much. Let's take a look at Mina Protocol right away. Mina is a insane L1 blockchain project. It's so far, so good. It is getting that support here from, I'll go through that question right away here, the Video Kingdom. it's maintaining the highs here from February, which is really good. You know, it's really good. It's maintaining those highs. It's looking pretty nice. It got a significant rally here, Mina protocol, during the last few weeks here. Very nice explosive move. So far, so good. It is actually, you know, there's really not much of resistance. Of course, getting back beneath this low here successfully, beneath this lower high, is not going to bring confidence, okay, for the market to actually continue to the upside. Obviously, this is especially if Bitcoin does not behave, right? If Bitcoin starts getting some major corrective moves, then obviously it's not going to be looking good. However, it is maintaining support. If we do here take a look at the chart right away, we are basically testing, all right, the highs from February, right, from this year. So we got that high right there, and we are just testing it today. Getting a reaction, getting a bounce. If you want to attempt any long positions with incredible risk management, you know, that is your level. You got big resistance, several attempts here in breaking through, here, getting a pretty decent pullback here. This was just a few days ago, and obviously getting a major rally here just on the 26th of December. Right now, yeah, could you apply, you know, just basic support and resistance flip where you have a resistance zone breakout with mass amount of volume, and you basically just retracing down in a descending wedge structure to that major support level. It's definitely worth the speculation. This could actually pop out here and come back up and test the highs. You know, your level to get into the long was basically this $1.2324 level. It was the moment, just the last 2 hours, to actually get into that possible long setup. Could you long the breakout? Well, we know about breakouts here in crypto, right? There's many fake outs in the industry here, and we just want to be very cautious. It is much better to speculate on a support level and be defensive with your trading, okay? So stop losses right there with your entry. You manage to get a bounce. You can be very defensive right now. Looks like it does have a high chance. I mean, this no doubt is a very corrective move. We are getting supported from that peak high that we had in February, exactly hitting that level and getting a reaction from it just here during the last couple of hours. So no doubt it has a chance. It's very corrective. The price to the upside is very impulsive. This is a very corrective structure in a descending wedge, and it's just having that test here from lower high resistance, right? You could arguably discuss. I mean, we could do this a little bit better. It's just kind of, you know, testing those highs. If you are having any long attempts on this, you know, I think the best scenario, if you were to get a confirmation, would be breaking out from this lower high level right there, created early this morning, right there, which is sitting round about the $1.30, this level over here. The best level here for a confirmation here to get into a trade long setup would be getting that breakout here from this level of resistance, which is the $1.30. And actually waiting patiently for that quick little test to actually get that bounce and continuation to the upside. Of course, this rally can be very much higher or lower. That would be best for a confirmation pump for a long, because if you're longing right now here at the resistance, you need to be aware that the price might just, you know, get another low here, right? Best long setup would be actually coming down and testing the lows. You're actually getting supported here from this lower high trend line, and you're testing the lows. And obviously when you test the lows and you get a recovery, that is when you want to pull the trigger into a long position, right? It's basically the same thing that happened here during the last few hours, where you come down during the movement down here today, right? You get the rally, you're like, wow, this looks very bullish, I want a long, where you come down and you break through the lows. The moment you get above that low right there, then obviously you can speculate in a long position, and you know you move in here with the price action. So the level to long is a reclaim from the previous level of support right there. That would be the best level to get into the long position. Right now, getting into long, you boom, boom, boom. It could be a fake out, bang, straight back down. Very, very difficult zone here. Could it break out successfully in the next coming hours? Absolutely yes, but you know, it's kind of guessing, right? It's kind of gambling. Yeah, this is going to break out. I am sure I'm entering the long. Where's your stop loss? Is it down here? What if price gets resistance and comes back down and tests the lows again? It's a classic move to sweep up those low, you know, the people that have been bullish and getting into some longs a little late. So the best thing that you can do is remain patient, see if you are going to see and claim those lows right there. Same price action than here. It's the same situation where you test the lows, you recover from them, you get into the long trade right over here. If you were to get that resistance right there, come down, claim the lows, get above it again. This is the moment you want to long, because maybe this is the one that is actually going to get the breakout, right? And you're in a very, very good position, managing your risk very, very well with your stop loss, and this could bring you some significant gains, right? So on the other side, you can get the breakout, right? Will be looking pretty nice, And as a day trader, you know, what you would be looking is that flip of resistance into support here to continue to the upside, at least to test those highs. Of course, the moment you test the highs and you get, you know, local double top is the moment you want to be a little bit cautious with your long, maybe take some profits, be defensive with your stop loss, right? You get the deal, right? It's level to level trading. I do not know the future. I know how the price reacts at certain levels. I do not know if the price will come up here in the coming days. Maybe yes, maybe not. I know exactly where I can enter, where I can be defensive, and how I can manage my risk, most importantly. TET, layer 1 with 1.3 million transactions per second, faster than Solana. Yeah, this is very interesting. TET, Tectum. Yeah, there's been a little bit of hype here the last few days. You know, if there is one channel that I do take a look at crypto projects and you know, basically look at the fundamentals is Chico Crypto, and no doubt that, you know, he talked about this and the price started pumping very, very aggressively. I watch some fundamental channels. You know, it's always interesting for people that are actually doing the deep research, right, on a project. It saves you time. If I like the video, if I like the project that he's talked about, then I will do my own research and obviously analyze the project. You know, I haven't gone through this project just yet. I got the tab right there. And yeah, it's you know, over 1 million transactions per second. You know, just want to do a little bit more of a deep dive here. It's pumped already, and I'm really not interested on things that have pumped already, you know, 60-70%, right? But it's definitely very interesting. I would have to do a little bit more research of the background of the team. You know, what's their roadmap? Are they active? The partnerships, you know, what are their goals for the near future? And yeah, basically, I will take a look at it here. But yeah, it has been pumping. You know, it's a relatively newish crypto. It is relatively new here. So when we do take a look at, you know, it was launched this year. It was launched this year. And yeah, got a massive pump breakout here from this double top scenario, these highs. What can I say? I mean, this could rally through. So far, it is still a relatively low market cap, and maybe it has much more upside potential. You know, if it is better, then, you know, much faster than Solana, much faster than other ones. I think it's an L2 as well. So basically, you know, all of the cryptos can be moved into Tectum, right, from the Ethereum network. I think it's actually not only an L1. I think it's an L2 solution as well, right? So very interesting, of course. Very interesting. We'll do a deep dive in this. Maybe this is definitely worth it to invest in the mid long term. No doubt, it's a token that I would actually take a look at. For the moment, with this pump, there's really not much to do technical analysis. It's new from this year, and it's just ripping at the moment. So sky's the limit. Maybe this could go to $30, you know, $35 in the coming days. But it's just really massive speculation. This pump is already based on a hype. Okay, so you would expect some more momentum, but just be cautious for any possible pullbacks. Really not much to analyze here. We haven't got enough data to analyze the charts. Mohammed, thank you very much. Hey Andy, really appreciate the learning here. I've learned a lot from you, especially risk management. Mohammed Sajir, thanks for the super chat, my man. Just for giving me a nice comment that you have been learning a lot, and especially risk management. Guys, risk management is the absolutely key for success in crypto trading. You can be the best technical analyst out there, but you know what gets you money at the end of the month is you risking, protecting your capital, right? Protecting your capital, because I know most of the people do get hyped up. They risk too much. They add to their position, and they have very, very fast stop losses, and they add up and they add up. Sometimes this can play out, but when it doesn't, it will wipe you out. Right, so just very, very classic. So let's thank you very much for the comment, Mohammed. Very much appreciated. We've got a question here from the Video Kingdom. When is the right time to enter the market? Now or after we get the ETF news and dump after that? Also, will the BTC dominance affect the market then, or would it be down? Right. This is I think it's always, as long as you're beneath the all-time high, it's kind of always good to get into Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin will hit all-time high in the coming years at some point, right? Maybe 2024, maybe it's going to be 25, maybe it's 27. It's always good to dollar cost average into Bitcoin. Now, of course, there is hype right now that there will be an intense corrective move at some point. We don't exactly know how to time it, okay? When that is going to happen. Will it be this week? Will it be in January or February? Will we hit 50K first? Very much possible. We know that corrective move is likely to happen, but it might just be a decent corrective move down to 38, 39K, and then the price is just going to bottom out and and absolutely fly. Any corrective moves obviously going to the 40K, below 40K, I would be happy to add up some Bitcoin, okay, no doubt. So right now, Bitcoin is getting some sign of strength here. So this could be a reversal point, no doubt. This could be actually a reversal point for Bitcoin based on we're hitting the 61865 from the local pivot low here created a few days to the pivot high of today. So we are getting into that most important Fibonacci level, which is the 61865 range. And also we are maintaining some support based on the price action from the 26th to the 27th. So no doubt that this was, it is a speculative long position right there to time the possible exact bottom, right? So, getting into a long here at 42.4 range, is not a bad idea. Just manage risk, obviously, with stop loss. Right now, pumping a little bit. I'm going to remain patient. I really don't mind entering late at a day trade, right? If it does start, claiming some certain levels, I don't mind here, getting into a long position right there, because I want to see some levels claimed. It doesn't really matter not catching the exact bottom, right? When you do see people catching the exact high or the exact bottom, you I don't know how many times you must have tried that, but I like to get into confirmations, right? If you do see me into some shorting or longing scenarios, you're always going to see me here once you reject from a high or a low, right? You're going to see, you won't see me in a short position exactly from this peak. You will see it, my short entered here, right? Or here, right? Just slightly after some rejections from some highs or some lows, right? Because I do not know how to catch this as a high or as a low. Maybe sometimes where you're actually getting into a scalp day trade because you think, right, we got the point of control from this range and I am going to long as soon as the price does hit that level and recovers above it, right? So this, you could actually long here. Once you hit the level and you're getting a bounce and you bang, you sniper long in right there, because you know that this level here from this consolidation is actually going to hold as support. You know it's a very much a high possibility. So, I mean, that is obviously good for a scalp. when you're in an aggressive downtrend, because what you could do is you get a bounce and come straight back down to test the level. So you'd obviously be defensive, take it as an aggressive scalp, be happy with a few $100 move of a bounce. It depends on what style, right? But for this style, for catching this level right there would be a scalp, right? Would be actually entering very aggressively, as you know that this point of control from this range could maintain our support, right? So based on that question as well, Bitcoin dominance, will it affect the market? No, I mean, I've seen Bitcoin dominance can go down and Bitcoin can go up. Okay, so it's just a little bit of money. As long as money flow is continuing to come into Bitcoin, then obviously Bitcoin dominance can go down and the Bitcoin price can go up. Okay, so a really nice movement down here on the dominance of Bitcoin. And this, as long as Bitcoin does behave, we are going to see altcoins still continue a rally. Okay, we had a failed auction from this high right there, kind of a double top failed auction, and obviously this is poor price action to the upside, and we're losing a major level of support right there. We could be seeing the dominance dropping 1-2% more, maybe in the coming weeks, and obviously, if Bitcoin does behave, we're going to see some altcoins still continuing to the upside. Okay, there's no doubt about it, right? So for the moment, Bitcoin is behaving. It is creating higher lows. There is a possibility that this is another higher low and we're going to get an insane rally in the coming days, basically to claim today's highs. So far, we are in an uptrend. There's really no signs just yet that this is bearish. If you want to try and get into some shorts, you want to short at higher levels, of course. We're very strongly in an uptrend. There's massive liquidity here at 44,600. So you could say, right, the price, there's a lot of people actually shorting, right? There's shorters right there entering the market where they have a lot of stops at 44.6. So, I mean, this obviously gives a chance of Bitcoin to actually get that, support here, a higher low, and actually rally here in the coming days. So far, there's a high chance. There's a high chance right now. We got the pullback today. We got the pump yesterday. We got the during the 27th, basically yesterday. So we are in an uptrend here during the last few months, weeks and days. So we are basically creating some higher lows, maintaining pretty strong higher time frame structure. There's really, if anything, this is this level over here is for longing, no doubt about it. Especially when we know there's a bunch of liquidity sitting right there. So there is a chance, obviously, in the coming days that Bitcoin can rally all the way up above 44,500 to test, the highs and create new yearly highs. I think, especially when we do know that there is a lot of money up there. There is a lot of money. All right, there is a lot of money sitting above 44,500. So obviously, the price does have its reasons to get that pump back to create some new yearly highs, or at least test 44.5, 44.7 range, right? There is the case that you might just test these highs, not reaching the new yearly highs, claim that liquidity and swing failure pattern from these highs right there, right? It's also definitely a possibility that so we're just going to see what develops. But yeah, no doubt that this 42.4K range is obviously a longing level, right? It's a level to long and manage risk because you're hitting some support, right? And we are traders based on technical analysis, right? Based on levels of strength. And this 42.4K level is a very, very strong level based on Fibonacci, based on high volume node from this consolidation. So it's basically, just the retracement possibly of this pump that we had yesterday. And we're going to get a relatively nice bounce. So no doubt that this zone is to be bullish, right? When you're day trading. So when Beagle barks, signal that you're sticking too long to a shit coin, says Mark. Yes. Right, let's go and continue here through the comment section. By the way, BTC looks like an ascending triangle. Yeah, also you could arguably discuss, I mean, no doubt that we are in a very, very strong uptrend, okay? Very, very strong uptrend, maintaining higher lows right there. Could you argue it's a ascending triangle, or maybe even a symmetrical triangle in an uptrend? This is bullish usually, okay? This is usually bullish. Yeah, no doubt. Price is bullish. Got a bit of a retracement today, hitting some significant levels of support. There's obviously some speculation here that we could get a pretty nice bounce here on Bitcoin. Okay, is that we are at support. Okay, so far we are looking for that bounce on Bitcoin here to possibly happen during the next coming hours. Maybe the drop has finished, and we are going to see here the price getting a relatively nice bounce. Let's take a look at some altcoins right away. How would you long from here? Well, very, very good question. I'm really not, if I was getting the live stream ready, if I had a possible attempt speculation, it would have been exactly here at this point of control, the high volume node from this price action. But how would I long from this point? Well, we have bounced a little bit. The problem here from longing, is where's your targets? Of course, you could be targeting for, new yearly highs. Maybe it is a possibility in the coming days. But depending if you're taking it, if you taking it as a swing trade or as a scalp or as a day trade. For me, in this case, I would be interested in turning a day trade into a swing trade. We are currently hitting some resistance at this current moment, which is the previous day value area low. Previous day value area low could get a little bit of a reaction right now and a little bit of a pullback. It's very, very, very much possible. Reclaiming that level would be a small sign of strength. Okay, still a small sign of strength, but as the moves today have been quite aggressive to the downside. You still have this drop from today, which was sitting at a very well respected zone. So would this be enough for me? I'm going to say no. We could be coming down here if we do consolidate at that level. Okay, I need the price action to do certain things where it can give me some good levels where I can enter a trade. And where I would enter a trade here is if you do break out here, come to 42,800, 900, where we do have that level that has been proven to be a level that has been respected, you could possibly get a pullback here. All right, we need to remember that today we've been very impulsive to the downside. If this were to be the case, I like it because you're claiming a previous day value area low. For me, that is a short-term sign of strength. And if we were to get a movement down to this range, which is 42,600, 650, where we're currently at, and get a consolidation, a reaction, I would say that, this is a possible good long trade setup right there to speculate on a larger move here to the upside, at least to claim the highs from the movement up and maybe even higher. And then we'll go from there. If we do start seeing some open interest, some volume kicking in here with the price action to the upside, we could expect follow through right there. However, could it be an ABC corrective move and then come down? Well, we just have to analyze the pump. If we see some weakness right there and start losing this high, then obviously that's get out of the market, take profits, and maybe consider a short trade, as you might just can't, start moving down. All got to do with level to level, reclaiming certain levels, getting some type of reactions, and realizing, how you can manage your risk very, very much. So, I mean, that would be a plan right now. Right now, it is hitting the previous day value area high. We could get a pullback. We break out from here, it's going to be looking interesting. We start moving up here, then if we do, likely going to get that retracement. Then this is going to be the moment where I'm thinking, okay, this is maintaining very, very nicely here. we could be looking here for another wave to the upside, okay? Whether that is big or not, or small, well, we do not know. We'll just have to speculate that these highs are likely going to be claimed after this corrective move, and you are going to create a higher low. So the moment you would have to, it really all depends on that price action. It really does depend on that price action when you coming down here to this level, right? If you start hitting that level, bang, bang, and you create that choppiness, right? Then, you know, this is the moment I will be very much interested with the choppy action, the reaction on the lower time frames, and then speculate that, okay, I can get into a long position here. We are maintaining previous day value area low. As support, we're retracing to 50% Fibonacci, give or take, right? And we could speculate on another wave here to the upside to claim this high, and maybe even claim this high right over here, right? It might get pretty punchy to the upside. So that would be how I would be looking for this possible long setup. And I would be managing risk very, very well here with this consolidation right there. That is what I would want to see for me to get into a long setup, okay? Get a reaction here at this level. So yeah, that's basically that little short-term plan here that I would see available for me to get into a nice, quick, you know, day trade setup. That's you know, I really don't care missing out on this long. You know, maybe this is it. Maybe this is going to get a really nice, you know, jump here to the upside. Doesn't really matter. I will find other opportunities, right? There's opportunities every single day. We know that. And I would like to see that kind of price action developing here, because price moves in waves, right? We know price moves in waves, ups and downs, okay? In 3 waves, 5 waves, right? But very unlike, you know, very rarely in V-shaped recoveries, right? Very rare you see, you know, V-shapes, right? They happen sometimes, obviously, but based on this, if we do get back above here, previous day value area low, we form a significant wave up here, and you retrace down, and you're getting a bit of a reaction here. That's pure high probability that you are going to form another wave to the upside. Whether it is finally corrective down, or it's going to be very impulsive and you start gaining some power here with volume, you just have a high probability in another wave formation. Whether that is going to be bearish at the end or it's going to be bullish in a 5-wave structure, there's high probability in creating one more wave, right? Whether it's more waves to the upside or down, there's just high probability. So that would be kind of my case here to get into a long setup. Andy, can you please check Perp? Monero, waves. Wow. Waves. We've got waves. We've got Monero. Andy, can you please check Perp? What is Perp? What is Perp? Let's take a look at this one right away. Perpetual protocol. This one's down significantly today, 15%. Could we see some opportunities with this corrective move? Woof. Very volatile. Very volatile. I think it's a relatively mid-cap, small-cap, small mid-cap coin, 76 million. Just a big major rally during the last week. Of course, testing all of the target zones from a major consolidation. When you have a major bear market consolidation right there, and you test the highs basically from the consolidation already, you're getting a big pullback. It's happened already, right? It's happened. The rally has happened. You're testing the highs basically from the range, and you're rejecting very aggressively. You know, that would be an epic short position. Swing failure pattern from the last lower high of the range, which was basically here at $1.70. This was an epic short position. You're getting into the rejection right there. Managing risk, obviously, like always, because you're testing the highest point of the range, which is right there. After this, then you got big price action to the upside. So it's just dumping very aggressively. today. And the thing about these altcoins, get a major pump and dump, a major pump and dump. And, you know, could it be another major pump and dump for the next coming weeks? There's really no major structure, unfortunately, with these mid-low cap coins. You know, it's just like, hey, hey, this is retracing to this level. Where is it going to get a bounce? Well, you get the deal, right? This just dropped and dropped and dropped. It was basically a pump and dump till it actually found a nice solid bottom formation. This is the moment you can start getting bullish. This is the moment you can start thinking, right, for buying, right, for spot. This is the moment you want to start buying. It pumped, it dumped, it find a bottom. I'm buying here, bang, you get a massive pump, test the highs, you take some profits. So is this going to come back down? It's still falling very aggressively. I would really not. I would not I can't trust this. I don't know where this is going to bottom out. Still moving down very aggressively. You know, it could just continue down until it actually finds a base bottom, maybe maybe from this previous high. That would be a interesting zone to check. Maybe it's an interesting zone where the price can actually find a nice round formation. If it just gets an epic bounce from here, well, it's obviously very, very difficult to know. If you do get above the lows right there, you could see a sign of strength in this case, right? If you do get above those local lows from the last couple of days, then obviously you could see a major rally. You could see a bit of a pump right there, but still, based on what this crypto has done, it's just a bit of a pump and dumpy, a bit of a pump and dump. Can I trust this to actually bottom out at some point now and get a bounce? We're just going to have to see a little bit of a consolidation, a bit of a bottom formation, right? To start thinking it has a chance to get a bounce. But as it's falling down quite aggressively, there's really nothing to do here. This is probably just going to continue down. Looks like the bonk chart. Yeah, funny enough, when you do take a look at historical data during the last few years, meme coin rallies, right, the strongest meme coin from the last few months has been bonk, right? It was Pepe also a few months ago. It was Shiba Inu back in 2021 and Dogecoin. And the rallies did actually from the meme coins. Let me just we can go through. It would just take a long time. But if you do take a look at the rallies from Shiba Inu, Doge, Pepe, they basically were a sign of a local top for the price of Bitcoin. You can actually chart it. You can see the pumps on the chart. We're not going to do it right now because we're going to spend quite a lot of time doing it. I can get it ready for the next stream if you wish. And bonk has been the one that has been the meme coin rally for the last few months, right? It was the one, right? It was the one. And obviously it went extremely parabolic. And this is a parabola that has been broken. This parabola, I can already tell you that it's likely to be months away, if not years, right? I'm going to say months, that bonk will hit all-time high again. It's going to be months, guys. This ain't going to go to all-time high in the coming weeks. It's going to be months. This has broken the parabolic move. It's done over 100x, this year. And usually these meme coin rallies usually do predict, a local top. You can see it on Dogecoin, you can see it on Shiba Inu, and you can see it on Pepe. They have created local tops, okay? And maybe we are getting very close to a local top here on Bitcoin based on this meme coin, right? It's when there's hype, right? When there's hype, there has been hype. And when there's hype, we could be just a little bit cautious with a possible local top here. Bonk did just a little pump and dump. we are hitting a bit of a support level. I do think we could get a rally here on bonk just based on this, basically this order block, right? Basically on this price action. We had a really nice range here that did create a high volume node. This was a very strong reaccumulation phase right there. That's left a lot of buyers, right? That if, at this level, that probably want to buy more at this range. So no doubt that there could be some interest here from this consolidation created the second week of December, that can create some instant support here for the coming weeks, and you could get a pretty decent relief rally based on this price action. Okay, no doubt that could very much possibly happen. Let's take a look. Andy, please take a look at Wave US dollar. Let's take a look at Wave US dollar right away. What is going on with Waves? Yeah, Waves is maintaining the uptrend. I mean, this hasn't gone parabolic yet. Similar to Silica. Silica is just, it's there. Waves also there. It still hasn't had a parabolic run. You could arguably discuss that we are going to still see some altcoins popping, right? Bitcoin behaving. Everything points out that Bitcoin could behave for a few more days and maybe even reach the highs here of 44,500. Obviously, that would give a bit of room for some more altcoins to pop. We've seen Bitcoin dominance also getting a major corrective move. So all of this aligns up that, yeah, still some altcoins could get some rallies, okay? Bitcoin dominance going up, Bitcoin behaving very much, okay? Possibly it can get, consolidation and a rally. Possibly, yes, for the next coming days. That is the moment. Obviously, we can still speculate into some altcoins, right? We can still speculate. Waves, it's a healthy uptrend, okay? This is a healthy uptrend. It's going a little bit powerful during the last week, but but it still hasn't had that God candle, right? The moment you have the God candle is the moment that you're like, okay, this one's it's done it, right? You ain't gonna buy the God candle. This is the God candle is the moment you want to start thinking and cashing out, right? Metis did a God candle, right, during the last few days. It's the moment I want to get cash out. So, I've been buying for months this cryptocurrency. If the market is giving me a chance to cash out some of my cryptos, okay, that has been pumping over a 5x during the last, few weeks, I'm going to cash out, especially if it's large sums of money, right? So Metis obviously gave me that reason to cash out, right? So anyway, the thing about Waves, it hasn't had that God candle. It's scaling up here, building up. It is kind of in the middle, you would arguably discuss, in a parabolic structure right there. It's kind of in the middle stages, right? Where the price hasn't still had a major rally, right? It hasn't had a major pump. So we could be on the verge of seeing that here for Waves at some point. It definitely has the chance, and it definitely based on Bitcoin still can behave for the next coming days. It still can rally. It still can, we got a lot of liquidity. We're still in a very, very strong uptrend. There's not a moment to be extremely bearish just yet. And as long as Bitcoin does not do this, then obviously Bitcoin dominance going down, then we can speculate that some of these altcoins might get that parabolic move. So we did hit a target one basically from the lower highs right there. We got several targets, several highs to be hit right there, and basically the first one has been met. Getting a bit of wicks, getting a bit of a reaction the last few days. So far we are maintaining above that level, so it has a chance to go to $3.40. There's really not much here going on. in between $2.90 and $3.40. It does have a chance to get a little bit of more momentum. The momentum is very, very strongly to the upside. It hasn't had a major parabolic move up. The moment you start getting parabolic moves up like this is the moment you want to be cautious, because you know that, after that situation, what comes next is pretty obvious, right? So there's really, it's building up very, very nicely during the last, few weeks. And it still hasn't had that spike. The moment it has that spike up, then it's the moment to start thinking, I want to get out. So it's having a chance here. It's building up quite nicely. I do see this one getting a possibly nice rise here in the coming days. It is maintaining very well that level of support. Okay, the highs here from June and July from this year, those highs right there have just been tested today as support. Very, very similar to another crypto that we talked about during the stream. I can't remember which one it was, but it's kind of, it's tested the highs. This is the zone where you want to speculate, managing risk very well, for waves to have an attempt in claiming the highs and going higher. Right, still very, very strong uptrend. You're flipping beautifully here the resistance into support. Not only the local resistance level, it's actually the highs from July. Right, when you do zoom out, it's like, hey, this was the highs from a level when you broke above it. So no doubt that the level here to attempt some longs was this range right there. So if you come back down, I would be defensive. If you come back down, test the lows, get back above, of course, get back above these lows, you can obviously speculate in that long position again to possibly finally get that rise to the highs. It's the way to do it. You want to try and that was already a pretty good sign. It was a pretty good sign already by testing this low over here and not managing to break. That was already it's kind of a green light, right? When you come back down and test some lows and you don't successfully move down from them, it's already giving you a green light. That's a green light right there. You're not managing to break that low. Green light to possibly enter along for the price to continue the uptrend, right, from the last few weeks. So that is, my take on waves. And the Indian government is going to ban 9 crypto exchanges in India, with Binance being in the list and not the Bybit. Oh, that's pretty good. I guess you can still use Bybit then. Bybit has to be one of the most legit, crypto exchanges out there, because they are extremely transparent with their funds, with their regulation. The reason why Bybit is banned on some, other countries is basically because of pure regulation, right? If they don't want that that exchange in the US, they're out. That's it. They say, okay, well then we out. If you don't want us, we're out. Then obviously there's the other ones that are not that transparent, no KYC, no pure registration, right? No, which can be possibly fishy for the future, right? The more regulation an exchange has, then the better, right? It gives you more transparency. And that's why Bybit for me is, the place to go for buying spot, for crypto trading. It has over 5 years of track record. I've been trading over 4 years. There's been no issues with Bybit, apart from the first little scam wicks that it had the first, year, based on low liquidity. It was an exchange that was growing, and right now it has to be, it is in the top 2, right? It has to be the second one still, obviously Binance being first. You know the deal. If you are into crypto trading, you do have some experience. Just a quick reminder, there's an incredible bonus of $30,000. This is a deposit bonus. The more trading volume that you do, then obviously the more bonus you are going to get. This is to pay fees and losses from your crypto trading. Very important. You have all of the information once you sign up with the link down below for Bybit. If you cannot trade on Bybit, I would suggest Mexi, BingX. Okay, they've been here for a few years already. And no KYC is required, okay? So no registration with ID, just an email, password. Also great bonuses with the links provided in the description for the community. Not much more, guys. We've been talking about Bitcoin, what I would see here for a sign of strength for some, another leg up, some local possible day trade scalping opportunity. We've taken a look at some altcoins here, waves here, just maintaining the support. I would be very defensive if you longed here. If you come back down, reclaim those lows, then you have a possibility of price finally, getting that push up here to the highs. It's all about being very defensive and knowing exactly where to enter, guys. Thank you very much. A little bit of education, a little bit of a warning sign for the beginning. Okay, a correction is coming soon, I think, just before New Year Eve. Very possible, okay? Very, very possible. Some things to take into consideration, obviously, is DXY, like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, okay? It's just very, very disturbing. Very disturbing, the massive support that we are in right now for the DXY. Of course, we've been in a waterfall during the last few days. The moment we start going sideways, guys, I will be the first YouTuber to come with the crazy face thumbnail on your YouTube and say big warning, big danger, for Bitcoin crypto, right? So don't worry, watch out. This is the moment where we start consolidating here sideways on the DXY at this really strong support zone, which is basically value area low of this trading zone, right? And also the value area high from this other trading area, okay, that we had during the last 6 years between 2015 and 2022, right? But let's see, guys. Going to be very interesting. Stay safe, everybody. I love you loads. Smash up the like button if you've enjoyed the education, talking about DXY as well, how it's, the impact of the DXY on the markets and Bitcoin and crypto in general is very important to take into consideration. And pure education, altcoins, a bit of technical analysis. Smash up the like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you are new for more education coming here on the markets. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.